Hi everyone, welcome to another little update video. Sorry I haven't done one of these in a while. I've just been working on the game. I haven't really dedicated much time to doing social media or doing updates, that sort of thing. So I've been working on the adventure mode, which is a roguelike mode where each level is randomly generated and has its own themes and special objectives to progress to the next stage. There'll be a hub area where you can choose each theme. There'll be the industrial theme, haunted house theme, and hospital theme. In the footage you'll see now is just the industrial theme because we've got all the assets ready for that. So each theme is broken up into 5 stages and then a boss fight. You'll start with stage 1 and obviously you've got to fight your way through each stage. But with it being a roguelike, if you die you'll go back to stage 1. But you get to keep your progression. So any pickups, any health packs that you haven't used, you get to keep that for stage 1, and then you'll be able to progress further each time you play through. So instead of just plonking you in a level and saying just find the exit and then progress to the next stage, each stage has its own set of objectives to be completed. In stage 1, in order to gain access to the exit to the next stage, you need to find these 4 levers in the level, and once you find them and activate them, then a door will open which will allow you to progress to the next stage. But for this demo I reduced the amount of enemies just so I can focus on showing you what the objectives are. So here you can see when you activate the final lever, the camera pans to where the door is so you can see where you need to go, and then you need to obviously get there without dying, and somewhere behind that door will be the exit. Stage 2 is quite similar to stage 1, except you have to find these 4 holes where enemies are spawning from and block them, and once you block all 4 holes then the door will open which will allow you to progress to the next stage. So stage 3 will have a mini boss which you have to defeat, but we can't show that yet unfortunately. So I'll move on to stage 4 where the objective is there's actually 2 objectives. There's 2 generator rooms where you have to activate both of them to unlock the door. So once you find the generator room you'll see these spinning cogs which need to be lined up to the arrow at the top. So it's all about timing. When you hit the interact key and you get it where the red bit aligns with the arrow, then you can progress to the next bit, but if you get it wrong it'll go back. So you've got to manage all 3 in a line without failing, otherwise it'll just send you back. So once you've done both sides, then that's that generator done, and once you've done the 2 generators in the level, then you can then the door will open for you. So stage 5 is a much smaller level, and you'll find this big open space, and once you activate the objective in the center, then you have to then survive for about 2 minutes against, you'll have just hordes of enemies just coming in from every direction, and if you manage to survive then you'll be able to progress to the boss. And like the mini boss, with the main boss fight we have nothing to show at the moment. Hopefully we have something to show in the near future. So I mentioned earlier there will be these bonus objectives which allow you to get extra stuff, but you risk just getting owned by loads of enemies and stuff. So there's 3 different types at the moment. First of all, as you can see in the footage here, there's it's what's called the Pit of Doom, where you have X amount of time to kick X amount of enemies into these 4 holes in the ground. So it can be a bit tricky at first. You've got to line your enemies up and then use the kick button to boot them in. So if you manage to do all this without dying, then the room in the centre will open, which will have all sorts of goodies for you. The next bonus objective is known as the death run. So it's basically this corridor which you have to fight through, basically, and there will be enemies at the end which spawn and spawn and spawn and come for you. The further you progress though, the less they will spawn, so it's always worth just running up as far as you can, and then coming back and trying to deal with as many enemies as you can. And at the end, similar to what it's like in stage 2, where you've got to plug you've got to plug the holes at the top to stop them spawning. As soon as you manage that, then the door will open at the end and you'll be able to reap the rewards. At the moment, as you can see in the footage, there's nothing there, but there will be, all sorts of pickups for you. Health packs, ammo, drugs, I don't know. The last bonus objective is called Protect the Stash. So there's this mound of cocaine, I suppose, and you've just got to protect it from all the enemies which want a piece of it. So you've just got to fend everyone off within a time limit. But it's easier said than done when there's also enemies coming for you as well. You can see here in the footage, I'm just letting them have their way with it, and you may notice it sort of goes down once it's all been completely depleted. Then you will obviously lose if you do that within the timer. So you have X amount of minutes to protect it. So that's pretty much the gist of the adventure mode as it is now. Of course, there's a few more things that need to be put in, and there will be a hub shop in the hub area where you can buy weapons, health and ammo, as well as a few other bits and pieces. Also on the to-do list is in-level pickups, so there will be these weapon parts. Once you get a few of these, then you'll be able to construct a weapon, which you'll be able to do that in the hub shop. There'll be health pickups, which may have a chance of alerting the Horde. So similar to Left 4 Dead, the Horde is just like a mass mob of enemies which will come for you, and you'll have these every now and then while you're playing through the game. And there'll be the drugs pickup, which this should be an interesting one. We're thinking of doing some sort of mini game when you pick these up, and if you do it right, then you'll get a good trip. If you don't, you'll get a bad trip. So an example of a good trip is you get extra speed and restore health points, but that's only over a small temporary amount of time. Or maybe you get more lethal kicks, so you'll be able to maybe kick further or do damage while you're kicking. Or maybe your guns or your weapons will do extra damage, but only for a limited amount of time. And we can even do slow-mo, so all the enemies would slow down, but you'd be able to move around normally. So you'll be able to dodge attacks a lot faster, and just be a lot more lethal in a way. But a bad trip, it could be something like you'd attract the Horde, or you'd suddenly get a fisheye camera where you just can't see straight, the field of view increases, the cam zooms out, and you just don't know where you are. But that could be deactivated if you kill X amount of enemies. Or there'd be slowdown, so you'd slow down but the enemies would be at normal speed, so it would be much harder to defend yourself. But if you kill X amount of enemies, then you'll be able to get yourself back to normal. So yeah, I think that's all I've got to talk about, at least for now anyway. Make sure to check out our Facebook page, our Twitter, and of course our website. All links on the screen and in the description as well. Also, I'd like to take this opportunity to say thanks to everyone who bought the game on the groupies sale. That really did give us a good confidence boost that people are genuinely interested in the game, and we just really want to get a really solid product. And I mean, these days you see indie games, it can be a bit hit and miss. There's some really good ones and there's some absolute rubbish on Steam, so we want to make sure that we got a real quality product, so by the time it's on sale on Steam, it'll be worth it. So trust me on that, and thanks for watching anyway, and I'll see you in the next one.